phone died way quicker than I anticipated. I'm gonna let a couple y'all get in here real quick before I get to, and I'm not gonna be long. But I'm gonna let a couple y'all get in here from over there to over here. Um, because I don't know how to end the live, I didn't end the live. It should have been ended because I'm no longer over there. So I don't know. Yeah, like I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why I was doing that. Like I thought when you end one live or when your phone died, it automatically cuts the live off. That's what it should do. But then I thought, or I know when you try to rejoin a live, or you try to like, or you pick your phone back up and then you press the little plus button, it should automatically ask you like, do you want to resume the live or do you want to end it? It didn't automatically ask me nothing. You know what I mean? Hey, what's up with it, dog? My apologies for y'all, those of y'all that's gonna be coming in from the last slide that just died because my phone died. Um, yeah, I don't know how to end it, bro. I don't know, dog. Like I said, I know when you pull your phone up, you supposed to press plus, and then when you press plus, like I said, it should say, resume live, what you usually do, or do you want to end the recording and start something else? I don't know. I just started something else. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, man. Oh, I know it's Sunday. Oh, Sunday. You working on a Sunday, boy? Oh yeah, you got one of them. You got to clock in. I feel you. I used to have to do it too, dog. I hope you had a smooth day at work today. I appreciate you allowing me into your space as you kick back and relax. You're in the right place, dog. This is kind of like gonna be a Sunday night special, but not really. You know what I'm saying? It's just kind of like us getting some words off our chest. You know what I'm saying? That's what tonight's gonna be about. You know what I'm saying? That's what tonight's gonna be about. So for those of y'all that was at the last live, again, I apologize for that. We getting everything back together as we are building our as we in the new content space and stuff like that. Um, I was gonna wait for a few more people to get in here, but honestly, I'm gonna talk to y'all. So what I wanted to talk about today was which what I was alluding to in the last video is you can't depend on nobody, man. You can't depend on nobody but yourself. Like the gentleman that's going on, you feel me? Contract. Oh yeah. You getting I some of my side businesses. I do the same thing. So I know your schedule will be however you kind of want it for real. So that's good money right there. But just like this gentleman that's a hard working what was that, blue collar work? Blue collar gentleman like yourself, you understand that you can't depend on nobody to do nothing. So everybody that know me know, and I'm not tooting my own horn. I'm just telling the truth. Everybody that know me know that I'm hardworking. Know that whatever I put my mind to, I'm dead serious about. I'm dead set on it, and I'm not playing about it. What's up with the Rock King? Peace and blessings to you and everybody else that's gonna be coming in this live. Like I said, I apologize for the last live that just ended abruptly. My phone died. But we on the spare phone. We on the work phone right now. You know what I'm saying? So we back at it. And you know what I'm saying? We back at it. Um, but everybody that know me know how much I don't play when it comes to what I want to do or it comes to what I put my mind on. So people that know me, they know that I'm in this content mode. That's what I do. That's all I do every day, aside from whatever else I gotta do. But even then, like since I've been at my content house, I've only been in the house doing this. This is all I want to do. I say that to say because I take it seriously doesn't mean that somebody else gonna take something seriously. Doesn't mean that somebody else takes you seriously. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me make sure. Peace. Just check out the title. Did I miss anything? Yeah. I kind of got into it in the last video, but then again, shit, it got stopped abruptly. Yo, side note, I was picking up something yesterday when I was at the grocery store, and y'all don't know me, but I'm a physical dude. I like tugging stuff up. But I ain't been doing my regular workouts like that since I kind of been at the contest, but I've been trying to get my routine back. Boy, I picked something up. Oh my goodness, boy. Yo, I'm like, no, not me, not yet, not yet. I be saying what y'all be talking about, boy, when y'all say y'all pull something in your back, boy. I did that the wrong way. Oh my goodness. Woo wee, I thought it was over for your boy, but I was like, no, I can't go down like that. Not in here. I was in K Rogers too. Y'all know about K Rogers. I was in K Rogers too, boy. I was like, nah, I can't go down like that. You feel me? I was in excruciating pain. You hear me? But I couldn't go down like that. Not in front of everybody. Not because of an old man. I took my back. But that's not what I came here to talk about today, man. I came to talk about I got stood up again. Uh I got stood up in the only way that really matters to me. I don't really care for, relationships, you know, the next time that I'm in a relationship is gonna be marriage. You know what I'm saying? So I'm completely purpose driven right now, and I have my mind dead set and dead focused on this. You know what I mean? I don't care about nothing else. So what happened to me was pretty pretty frustrating. I ain't gonna lie to you. Pretty frustrating. It's only frustrating again because I put my all into this craft. I put my all into my time doing this. I put my all into showing up. And the only thing that people got to do when they're gonna be guests on my show is just show up. That's all people got to do is just show up. So what happened? My therapist didn't show up today. I was gonna have my cousin play as my therapist. He didn't show up today. We had been talking about this for since Thursday or Friday. So he actually suggested that we do this today. I told him, cool. I worked between these times. That was no problem. He said he know where I'm at. So it's not like, you feel me? I didn't get no text, no phone call. I did hit him up. He got like 17 different numbers because he got like 36 kids that we know about. You feel me? So he be changing his number. You feel me? So I say all that to say I hit his jack about today. I hit him early enough to where he had ample time to think. But anyways, I didn't get no phone call, no text, no, oh my bad, bro, I can't do it. Just nothing. Just it was not a priority. And that's not even an issue. That's not even going to be the point of this live right now. The point of this live is to say and to show that the only thing that you can count on, that you can uh, believe, that's going to show up for you, that's going to give the energy, same energy that you give, and that's going to be consistent every time, is yourself. Is the highest version of yourself, which you should be actively trying to do every single day as you're doing your job. Now, some of us do jobs, we got jobs, some of us are nurses, some of us are construction, some of us are whatever it is that we gotta do. We doing what we gotta do. That's no issue. But while you're doing what you gotta do, you should be operating in the highest volume or the highest version of yourself, or otherwise, why are you doing it? For me, I only do this because I'm becoming the highest version of myself. The old me, I would not be able to talk to y'all. The old me was just reckless, bro. The old me was just stuck in survival mode, bro. The old me would just be focused on hitting up some females right now. The old me would just be focused on procrastinating. We'd be focused on fucking off. We'd be focused on just being a fuck boy, bro. That's the old me. This new version of me is completely focused on what I'm doing, and no matter who shows up or who doesn't show up, no matter how many people I have watching or how many people I don't have watching, I gotta show up for me. You know what I'm saying? And I believe and I know that that's the best way to do it. Um, so yeah, I got stood up again today, bro. Yeah, I was supposed to have a therapy session today. That was gonna be cool. It was gonna be really good content. It was gonna be funny. Um, I was gonna make sure that it was everything that this channel and this show likes to include, you know. But it didn't align, and that's okay. That's okay. It didn't align when I was supposed to go live the other day with 607 and that's okay. That's actually best. That's for the best. It didn't align when I was supposed to do the interview the other day with the Bob Report, and you know what I mean. He ain't followed through, even though he asked me to do the interview. You feel me? He asked me to do the interview. 607 asked me to join the live. You feel me? I asked my cousin to do this live the other day, but he wanted to be a part of something. You know, he been acting like he wanted to be a part of something. You know, I'm saying all that to say, it's okay. It didn't align. And when it doesn't align, don't try to make it force it align either. That makes it worse. That makes you come out of alignment. That makes your nervous system out of whack. And we don't need anything to cause our nervous system out of whack. If you're anything like me, you done been through enough, you know? And you don't need anything else pulling on your nervous system. If it doesn't align the first time, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So, to my beloved cousin who didn't show up for me, it's okay, bro. I love you. But I love you enough to put up a boundary now, to never, ever expect anything out of you again. I love you enough to do that. I love me enough to put up that boundary, to not expect anything from anybody. I love me enough because honestly, I didn't expect that he'd show up anyway. So honestly, I got exactly what I knew was going to happen. But I love giving people a chance, especially when I've been away. I've been away from these guys, from that side of my family for a while. I've been, not even because y'all see me in Hollywood and y'all see me doing my thing and stuff right now. Not even just because of that. I've been away because I had to get away. I had to go do me. I had to go try. I had to go learn. I had to go die to different versions of myself. Now, this version can sit in front of you unapologetically, authentically, and say, you know what, bro? It's cool. It's cool. If we do something further down the line, that's cool too. Same thing with Bob. It's cool. I mean, but until then, I'm pressing the gas on y'all ass. You know what I'm saying? And I might turn up on y'all every once in a while, you know, depending on how I feel, just to get some emotions out. But I'm not expecting nothing, and I don't need no handout from nobody because I never had one. So I don't even know what that feels like. So when people say they're going to do something for me, or they show me love, and I've had to work on this too. If you anything like me, you got to work on this too. I got to learn how to accept from people. I'm not used to accepting. I'm only used to giving. Because when I give, I know exactly what I get out of that. You know? Like, if I give you 100 today, I know what come with that 100. Either I just gave it to you and I just gave you a donation, or I know what comes with that $100 that leads me to get something. You know, it's transactional. I've been showing a lot of transactional love my whole life. So when I get a non-transactional love, it's very new to me. You know, very strange to me. And that's not nobody else's problem but mine. And this newer, highest version of myself is all non-transactional love, man. It's all non-transactional love over here. I appreciate y'all making it. It's all non-transactional love over here, man. Because I know what it's like to be only transactional. So my cousin not showing up, again, I didn't expect him to show up in the first place. So the fact that he acted like he was going to show up, I was like, maybe he's different. You know, you want to give people opportunities to change, because I do believe people can change. I know that because I'm people. You feel me? I'm people, and I've changed. For sure, I've changed. But there's a lot of stuff that y'all don't see that came with the change. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of work that I have to do even right now to maintain the change, or I'll go right back. You feel me? I'll go right back to somebody, and I'll end up like him. You know, somebody asks me, come do something. I tell them, yeah, knowing I ain't finna do it. And where I'm from, they call that perping. They call that perping culture. They don't say perping culture, but I'm calling it perping culture. We say perping. You know what I mean? He knew he was perping. He knew he wasn't finna come. But he just, you feel me? He wanna you see cuz doing his thing, you know. Uh he's like, man, I'm gonna go over there and rock with cuz on you feel me on a video or two. He know that. He knew he wasn't finna come for real. It was like a 10% chance he'd actually come. You feel me? I know this type of I know that I grew up around these people, bro. You can't tell me nothing about people. But I'm still learning. See, that's part of you that also has to change. You go through so much cynicism, so much negativity, so much perping, you feel me, that you don't believe nobody no more. I don't want to be like that either, because that's not high vibrational. And people didn't do that to me. These people did this to me. And also how I choose to respond is going to determine on if I stay on this level or if I ascend, if I keep ascending. If I keep letting these disappointments get to me, and they have gotten to me, I'm not gonna lie to you. But if I keep letting them get to me and I don't show up, I get lackluster. I get like, man, this shit ain't working for real. I ain't finna post that shit, man. The numbers ain't, man, I ain't finna, man, this nigga keep acting like he about to do this, but he ain't, man. If I worry about that, I failed that little boy that used to look up, excuse me, y'all. I had failed that little boy that used to pray for somebody like me. That used to pray that somebody could come snatch him up, come speak life into him, come show him how to get some money so we ain't got to struggle all the time. You know, that's not all about money. That's not what I'm here for. I'm just saying, I used to pray for somebody like me. And I'm becoming exactly who I used to pray for. And with that, I got to deal with old situations, people, places, and things that no longer align with me. But the reason they have access to me is because they know me. They knew me. Cuz knew me. He don't know me now. You know what I'm saying? Cuz knew me. The little cousin, because I'm his little cousin. Little cousin, he grew up with Lil Nick. That's what they used to call me, Lil Nick. Lil Nick, you could do that to Lil Nick. You know, you could not show up for Lil Nick. You know, you could well, you can only push him so long. Lil Nick was crazy. But I'm saying though, as far as like, you know, stuff like this, yeah, you could do that to Lil Nick. I'm not Lil Nick no more though, cuz. And not saying I'm gonna do something about this, because I don't, you know, there's nothing to do. But I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna be okay, bro. And I don't need you or depend on you to validate my success. And that's how we got to think about stuff. I'm gonna read a couple comments real quick. Right, I made it. Right on, brother. Nice to see you. It ain't easy, but in time you will get the benefits. It comes naturally. I'm about to talk about that in just now. I'm talking about it right now. That's what I've been focusing on too, bro. I'm realizing this. Like, so what'll happen is when you start really living out your purpose or really living out what you're doing, you'll get pieces of the pie. You get a slice here, but you can't get the whole pie. You feel me? There, you just get like, it ain't even a big slice. It might be a big slice to you. Like, I mean, to me, you feel me? But it's not a big slice to you. Like, you might be used to, you know, your pie slices being this big, and I just got a piece that's this big. You feel me? But that's good enough for me. You feel me? So what'll happen is when you live in your purpose, you'll get slices of the pie, and you'll get shown the vision. But if you get the whole thing right now, you might fumble it. Like, you know, I be talking to the Most High all the time. Like, yo, this what used to be how I talk up until like a few weeks ago. I'd be like, yo, you know what I'm gonna do with the money. You feel me? Like, I mean, you know what I'm gonna do with the money. I'm gonna do stuff like this. I'm gonna go link up with people like 607. You know, I'm gonna go. You know, that's what I did with the money. When he, you know what I mean? When I got blessed with the money, that's what I did. You know, but also there's parts in my spirit that was still dark. There was parts in my spirit that was still had a point to prove. There was parts in my spirit that I used the money to trick. The most rawest way I can put that. Parts of my spirit that I still use the money to trick it off, to show it off. to prove to people who don't give a damn about me that I got something going on. You gotta die to that. I had to die to that, bro. And I'm still dying right now to the, like I said, right now to this day. Right now to this day. Right now to this day, I'm still dying. I'm gonna ask you a question in just a second, bro. But right now to this day, I'm still dying. Like, a part of me wanna just like, man, I'm about to go take 10,000 and just turn up. You feel me? I'm just about to go take 10 bands, ice out my mouth, you know what I'm saying? Get a couple more fits, and go smack. You mean go not throw the money? I'm gonna go smack some people with some money. You feel me? Like in more or less words, you know, go make an ass out of myself. Cause it's so easy to do that. It's so easy to go backwards to what the idea of success was, what my idea of success was. My idea of success was so far from what I actually am becoming that I'm glad that I haven't been given everything yet, because I would have fucked it up. Excuse my language, but I would have fucked it up. I would have fucked it up. So I'm glad it's going like this. I'm glad I'm getting stood up by family, by 607 Aunt, by people, you know what I mean, by Hollywood niggas, the Bob Report. You know, I'm glad I'm getting stood up. I need that. I need that. Because it's only making me stronger. Because again, on how I'm choosing to respond, I'm still going to keep being authentically me. And authentically me means I want to show up for this. I want to do this to the highest degree. And that's dope. Because that's for me. You know what I'm saying? That's for me. Oh, we are the biggest, by the way. Make sure y'all like, comment, share, subscribe. We're bigger than everybody. We will be going on tour soon. That's going to be cool. Oh, we also will be having some merch. I'm going to have some hoodies and some hats for y'all. Y'all know I like wearing my hats. So I'm going to have a couple hats for y'all and some hoodies for y'all as we keep going. But I appreciate y'all being here. We talking about how Solar Man got stood up again for the second time in less than 5 days. You know what I'm saying? In less than 5 days, the second time, less than 5 days. Solar Man got stood up, and how we talking about how authenticity and consistency is the remedy and the key to solve all that. That's what we talking about today too. Make sure y'all like, comment, share, subscribe again, because we are the biggest, by the way. I appreciate y'all being here. Who won the football game last time? That's not what we're talking about right now, but my team ain't win. The other team won. So that's all that matter. You know what I'm saying? That's all that matter with that. I would never stand you up. Maybe it was to build you up. Right on. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the love. And yeah, man, you make a lot of make a lot of cool and interesting people when you put yourself out there. But then you also you get pulled back by family attachments and people who act like they want to see you win, but really don't give a damn if you win or not, because really they in competition with you, slick. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot like that going on too. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate you saying that. What's your opinion on dudes who fall in love with fictional women? That's kind of like what we're talking about right now. So fictional women, I don't know what you mean. Like, you literally mean like comic book women? Is that what you mean? Like comic book women? Like not real people, like anime? Is that what you're talking about? Because that's a different point. Let me read this last comment real quick, and I'm gonna get back to that. How much the hoodies? Oh yeah. I'm gonna save some of that towards the end of the video. I'm probably gonna make it like, you know, $25, $30, $25, $30. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna make it too bad, but I need something out you. I need something out you. You know what I'm saying? I need something. And it's gonna be good quality, so I need something. You know what I'm saying? But probably about $25, $30. You know what I'm saying? But when I got them hoodies ready to go, I'll let y'all know. But let me answer bro question real quick, and I'm gonna get back to my spiel. Fictional, fall in love. How do you feel? What's your opinion on dudes who fall in love with fictional women? I think he means, well, I'm not gonna think for him, but I'm gonna assume he means superficial woman. So a woman again, it's all in the language. I'm a words dude, and I became like that, over the years. Even more so recently. Um, being around people like Hood Jesus helped that shit. He likes to watch your words. Anyways, a woman. Anyways, to answer your question, a woman is not gonna be superficial. That's to answer your question, point blank. Period. A woman is not gonna be superficial. You feel me? A little girl is gonna be superficial. A little girl gonna be worried about what kind of car you driving. You feel me? What shoes you got on? You feel me? If you look as lit as her home girlfriend, dude. You know what I'm saying? If you matching up to what she think success looks like. That's what anybody, female or male, superficial do. You know. So what I think about superficial women is I don't think a superficial woman exists. You feel me? I think it's a lot of people who act like they grown and say they grown all the time. You feel me? I used to say this stupid shit. Like, I'm grown. Nigga, you not grown. You feel me? You a little big ass little boy. That's who you is, a big ass little boy. That's who you is. You feel me? She not grown. She a big ass little girl. A big head ass little girl. You feel me? So it's a lot of big head ass little niggas running around humping and shooting and fighting and pretending like they grown when they not grown at all. You feel me? It's a bunch of little boys, little girls running around. You feel me? But that's the answer to your question, though. There's nothing superficial about being a man. There's nothing superficial about being a woman, because you had to have died to all of that to obtain the privilege and the right to say that I'm a man. In order for me to say that I'm a man, there's things that I have to prove about myself to myself. And one of those things is that my money only can buy me so much. My money cannot buy me integrity. Integrity. What's integrity? Integrity is what we're talking about today too. Integrity is my cousin telling me that he's gonna come to the show and do the show, and then he doesn't do it. That's not standing on integrity. If you say you're gonna do something, your word is bond. And what does that mean? Bond. My word is bond. That means that we type out spiritual contracts with our words. So anybody that tells you that words have no meaning, they have no understanding of supernatural law. Charleston White says this shit all the time. He's saying words don't matter because don't nobody punch him in his shit for his words. But words definitely do matter because they have a spiritual bond attached to them. And people who say a lot of words, a lot of mean, hurtful words and shit like that, the words might not be delivering right away consequences, but what they words do is they write up contracts in the spiritual realm that allow for them to build themselves a palace of sin. You know what I'm saying? They allow for themselves to build a palace of sin based on their words. But anyways, words definitely matter. And when you give a word, that's a spiritual bond or a spiritual contract that you're giving out, especially when you agree upon something. That's why you got to be careful on what you agree upon, even verbally, because it's a spiritual bond that is initially created where our energies are intertwined, and now we have a trust for each other. So, is it that deep? Yes, it's that deep. But no, it's all good, though. It's that deep, but it's all good. It's that deep, but it's all good. But yeah, words do matter, dog. For sure. Words matter, for sure. From like anime and stuff. Oh. Yo, you was talking about anime. Oh, shit. Yo. All right, so this is how I feel about this is a good live, because it was only supposed to be like me pouting and moping and talking about getting stood up and just talking about the nuances of that and how I'm just gonna keep going, and how no matter who stand me up or no matter who think that they doing me a favor and then don't do the favor, that I'm still lit and I'm still the biggest in my section and I'm still growing and I'm still gonna keep going. You know what I mean? This live ain't just gonna be about all that. We actually getting some more substance out of this too, so this is good. No, I don't agree with people having romantic relationships with inanimate objects. So that's the answer to your question from the get-go. I'm not going to judge you or anybody else who does stuff like that, because we all need attention and affection. And sometimes A lot of times when we don't get that out of a place of loneliness or out of a place of not knowing, we can get attached to things that are structurally unsound. You know, it's very structurally unsound to be in a relationship with that. You know where a lot of that stuff comes from? Pornography. Pornography and especially anime. That industry is directly intertwined. A lot of the animes that we grew up watching, that was like the clean edited version. Like a lot of the real hardcore anime stuff was very. I mean, even the clean version was still like looking back on it, you think like, man, why did they make that woman look like this? like when you look at it, you're like, whoa, she couldn't find anything else to wear. You know what I'm saying? Like these dudes were horny. You feel me? A lot of these animator dudes was bro. So when you're looking at the stuff, you don't even notice that you're being programmed from an early age to be comfortable becoming a degenerate. That's what that is building you up for. Before you even have a control and grasp on your mind, you're already pre-programmed with over sexuality and overstimulation. You don't even know why. You don't even know why it comes from. You know what I'm saying? So I don't agree with it again because the anime industry and the pornography industry, they're directly entangled and entwined. And again, the real unedited versions of these animes be so raw and explicit that they can't show it. A lot of these 99.9% of these animes and cartoons is written by men, uh, horny, horny, horny degenerate men. You know, that over sexualized women that just put women in this crazy weird ass light, or put black people in this crazy weird ass light, or put people in crazy weird lights, feminized men. Like they just do, they subconscious be bleeding out through their work. You feel me? And you see it all the time in these shows. You know what I'm saying? You see it all the time in these shows. That's why it's very important to be true and authenticity. Like I'm gonna make it work. You feel me? You see I'm making it work? I'm gonna make it work. That's why authenticity is important, because if you're authentically you and unique to yourself, meaning you're 100% aware of yourself. So authenticity is, let's make it make sense. Authenticity is awareness of yourself. Truly being authentic is truly being aware of yourself and knowing yourself. And if you know yourself, you can look yourself in the mirror and be like, hey, I shouldn't be watching this. I shouldn't be watching this cartoon porn. I shouldn't be, I shouldn't, because it doesn't lead to anything fruitful. It only takes away from you. Pornography only takes away from you. It does lead nothing constructive, nothing fruitful. It only takes away from you. But hey, I would say you don't have to take my advice, find out for yourself, but I don't wish that for you. Be more intelligent. Take it from me that doesn't lead to nothing fruitful for you. So that's how I feel about that, brother. You're not grown, you just got taller. Now that's real stuff. It's a lot of that going on in culture right now. People act like they just got such the right answers that they just because, and it's a lot like that. I can't speak about no other culture but mine, really. But it's really like that, like in our community, how when you turn 18, it's like a saying, like when you 18, I need you out my house. When you 18, I need you out my house. You getting out my house. You getting out my house. You either when you turn 18, you going to the army, or you feel me? You need to get out my house. That's such a despicable thing in our culture, because we find that you need a parent at all stages of your life. You need a parent when you just now graduating high school. You need a parent to help you navigate through college. You need a parent while you're in college, not just for money, but to help you navigate and guide your developing mind that's now has the freedom and accessibility of other young and developing minds. So you need them to help you, not even just in college, just when you're in that early stages of just now leaving high school. You need that because now you're out here in the world where you can run into and catch anything. And that's just on a sexual level. Not even just talking about the date in and day out nuances of being an adult. You feel me? A lot of adults don't even have adulting down. You feel me? A lot of adults don't even know how to do it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of adults don't know how to do it. Don't know how to adult. They don't. They're bad at it. So that's why a lot of these kids, you see a fool, follow it home, see who up in the door. That's a real Southern slang, but it makes sense. If you see a fool, follow it home and see who opened the door. I guarantee you, all these degenerates, and I'm just talking about my culture, they call them YNs. I hate the word. I hate it with passion. I hate the word, but I'm just using this for an example. A lot of YNs, if you follow them home, you see who up in the door, they getting raised by their aunties who's 30. They getting raised by these they getting raised by these mamas who they seeing these dudes come in and out of their mama, literally, and come in and out of their house. They getting raised by they bullshit ass, know nothing ass, street punk ass fathers. You feel me? Who can't show them nothing but wrong. They getting raised by each other. They get a little boy raising another little boy. Whoever the biggest and the strongest though got to say so, or whoever the most crash out got to say so, or whoever the best scammer got, you know what I mean? Whoever know how to run these checks the best got to say so. You know, that's just how it goes with the lowest tier of us. And it's like that because of a lack of connection and accountability. And all of our so-called leaders used to be from the church. And we've had such a disconnect with church that we don't even respect the church like we used to. The church just lost its power for sure, like last two to 5 years. But up until that point, like the 2000s, the 90s, 80s, 70s, the church was the foundation and the pillar of our community, the church. And those so-called adults and leaders that were in our church, they proved themselves to be big ass, horny ass old men and young men, or old men with young men, or old men, you know, humping on somebody's young daughter, or you know, the church wife screwing on, you know what I mean? Just a bunch of nonsense, compromise. But yet you want me to follow your example as if you have integrity, as if you're being genuinely authentic, when you can't even tell me who I am. You can say I am a child of the Most High. I am from a royal priesthood. I am the realization of a dream come true for my ancestors. But you can't tell us nothing before slavery. You can't tell us our names. So that's that. It's a thought on that. Hold on, let me catch up on this. SpongeBob for sure. Yeah, I don't even watch SpongeBob, bro. I've never watched SpongeBob a day in my. That's cap. I've never gone out of my way to watch SpongeBob. Only time that I ever watched SpongeBob was when somebody put that on TV. I swear for the Lord. But SpongeBob, all these shows, bro. I'm just recently realizing that what's the show that I just watched? That's super Goku, Dragon Ball Z. I'm just realizing how demonic this shit was. All of this shit. I'm realizing how demonic, you know, used to hear all this shit. Like, oh, don't watch that. That's the devil. You know what I'm saying? That's demonic too. Used to hear all the Simpsons. Don't watch that. That's demonic too. You hear it, but when you don't have eyes to see that shit sounds stupid. It sounds like some people who just looking for something to bitch about. You feel me? That's what it sounds like. But I've been watching Dragon Ball Z lately, and literally, the main character, his name is Mr. Satan. And where everybody lives, Goku, you know what I'm saying, Krillin, you know what I mean, all the people y'all know, where they live is Satan City. And it's not just a name like Satan means something different in Japanese or something that we don't understand. No, Satan means Satan in this context, for sure. And they meant it in that way. The only reason that we knew him as Mr. Hercule, I grew up knowing him as Mr. Hercule. The only reason we knew him as that because America knew better than to allow the original translation to go in America. That shit wouldn't have flied. But the original dude name is Mr. Satan in Satan City. You can't make this stuff up. You can't make it up. And if you watch The Simpsons, I've watched almost every single episode of The Simpsons. I did that kind of like a research project. I watched like every single season up until like the most recent 4 seasons. But I watched every single episode from like the first episode of 1980 up until like 2015 or something like that. Anyways, what I'm telling you is that The Simpsons is extremely demonic. And it's so subtle, you would only have, the only way that you would catch it is by watching every single episode. That's how you can catch it. All this shit is demonic, bro. South Park, I love South Park, very demonic. But the thing about South Park is they kind of like, they don't admit nothing. They're kind of like such assholes that you don't expect anything from them. So it's kind of like, okay, cool. I kind of like saw that coming. But South Park, Simpsons, Dragon Ball Z, Pokemon, Digimon, all this shit is demonic, bro. And I'm not saying demonic like, oh, you kind of gotta like, you know, there's something hidden behind. No, these people actually have like, first and foremost, Digimon, Pokemon, and all those shows. Those little characters are demonic little monsters. You know, they're called, in the original card game, they call monsters. And where they come from is a demonic realm that's been mixed in with this humanly earthly shit. That's facts. It's facts. You don't know this as a little kid, though. That shit don't mean nothing to you. All you know is that you into the hype, you into the craze, you know? But then when you realize how socially engineered you are and how programmed you are, this shit kind of gets wicked, bro. Wow, I'm thinking about it even now. This shit is wicked, bro. Pokemon is super demonic. I love Pokemon. Oh, man. That's crazy. We'll get back to that in just a second. Let me make sure I get y'all comments. What do you think about men that complain about taking care of their household? They say they are kings, but always complaining and blaming. So, Miss Yo Mai, we kind of talked about that very briefly. A man has to do a lot to earn the title to become a man. And a woman has to do a heck of a lot to earn the title and the respect of being a woman. There's a difference between a man and a man-child. There's a difference between a woman and a big-ass little girl. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference between all of this. I don't believe that a man is going to complain about taking care of his household because that's kind of like what a man has to do. Because a woman has to do very similar things in her household. You know, a man. So a bunch of sayings that I remember as a kid. One of the sayings is, a man, you don't have to tell him to do nothing. I already know what to do. You might, you know what I mean? We might be able to rap on something a little bit. You know what I mean? I might be able to need a little advice on something or whatever. You know, throw your little 2 cents on something. But as far as knowing what needs to be done for my family, for my nest, for my household, you don't got to tell a man nothing. I know what to do. If you got to tell me about that shower head that, you know, I was supposed to fix a year ago that I didn't fix, it's because I don't see the value in fixing it. I don't want to fix it. That's the only reason it's not fixed. But as far as telling me like I don't know what to do, nah, you ain't got to tell me nothing. And then as far as men who complain, a man feels pressure. A man feels all the emotions that women feel. But it's not popular for us to express ourselves. That's why women outlive men, because y'all are able to get that out. Y'all are able to cry when y'all need to cry, hug when y'all need to hug, whatever y'all scream when y'all need to scream, whatever it is that y'all need to do to help and support each other, y'all do that. Men, it's gotta be tough. And I don't believe that that's real. That's not real. A man can be soft too, because you gotta be soft in order to be strong. Soft is flexible. Soft is malleable. Soft can be poured into something hard and something so sturdy. Once it breaks, it shatters into pieces. But something soft can be molded up, can be what I'm saying? Can go here, can go there. So, long answer, short answer to a long story. A man ain't gonna do no complaining about his household. If anything, he gonna just try to find ways to make it better. If he feel like it's too much on him to where, I can't focus on that, I can't do that. Hey baby, we need to do things a little different. This ain't working for me. The difference, see the difference? One was, hey baby, we need to do something different. The other one was, nah, I ain't doing it. You know what I'm saying? It's a different. But again, there's a lot of work that needs to be done in order for a man to be considered a man. There's a lot of people running around here saying that they men, saying that they kings, but they're scrubs. It's a lot of that going on in my community. A lot of men and a lot of females and dudes saying that they kings and queens, and in the kingdom, they would be doing what they do now. You feel me? They wouldn't be kings. You know what I mean? They wouldn't even be noble. They would be common people. That's the best that they could get. So that's an interesting point you bring up, and that's some real shit. There's a lot of people out here perping, bro, acting like they doing something, and they ain't doing nothing. They ain't doing nothing but holding their nuts. That's all they doing. Everything's a problem. Maybe it's because he's an Aquarius. I'd be glad when they break up. My sister let herself go. He didn't have no ID, no driver's license / car, and is dependent on her. And he retired military. He retired military, and he ain't got no damn driver's license. He a bullshit. My Charleston White coming, but I'm feeling it. He a bullshit nigga. He ain't got no driver's license. He retired military, so that means he got a check. Don't they pay them folk? They pay them some nice money, don't they? I got a bunch of retired military, but my brother, he got dishonorably charged because he went AWOL. And then my grandpa been out the military so long. And then my dad, he kind of a hoe. So I can't ask him right now. And then my mama, she ain't finished. And then I'm trying to think. He should have a couple dollars though, being in the military. Yeah, that's a bullshit nigga right there. Yeah, a lot of people can get comfortable being in they call it you shouldn't be complacent, you should be content. It's complacency. A lot of people get complacent being in a bullshit ass position, acting like they not even acting. You get bullshit and complacent because you get allowed. You get allowed to do that. A big ass man child only gonna do what somebody else allow him to do. You feel me? On the flip side, a big ass woman child, not a woman, you know what I'm trying to say. A big not woman is only gonna do what some weenie nigga allows her to do. You feel me? That's why on the flip side, you'll see women who with dudes that allow them to wear shit that exposes everything and just do and say and talk to them however kind of way that they want to. They be like, a real man does this, a real man will do that. No, a bitch ass nigga will do that. And you ma'am, have found yourself a bitch ass nigga. Congratulations. On the flip side, a man that'll get with a female that only goes along with what this nigga say, that don't question nothing this nigga's. Not to say a man should be questioned, because a man is going to make decisions that benefit everybody. But I'm saying a woman that just that literally is like a shell of herself around this nigga and walks on eggshells with him, and he damn near hit her. He pretty sure he didn't hit her a couple times before. You know what I'm saying? He a bullshit ass, manipulative, narcissistic ass, bitch ass bully. That's all he is. So it's some bullies and it's some bitch ass niggas and there's some narcissists running around acting like they got on big boy drawers and big girl panties, and they don't. They retarded. They big kids that need to ride the short bus now because the original bus didn't take them where they were supposed to go. Anyways, y'all, we are the biggest, by the way. I appreciate y'all being here. Make sure y'all like, comment, share, subscribe. I originally started talking about today how I got stood up. I got stood up for the second time in 5 days, y'all. The second time in 5 days. I was supposed to do a show on therapy today. We was gonna have a nice show on therapy, and this is kind of like the same thing. So you see how everything play out. I'm getting what I wanted, anyways. Even though what I originally was supposed to do didn't line up. because my cousin didn't respect what I do. He doesn't respect what I do. And he doesn't have to tell me that. He's showing me. He doesn't respect what I do. So he didn't show up. Nor did he tell me that he was canceling on me today. And he knew he was supposed to work today. You don't respect what I do. 607 you don't respect what I do. Because if you did, you would follow up with me, or you would have made it work. But it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Because I respect what I do. I respect my opinion. I respect my voice. And I'm consistent in my approach. So anyways, make sure y'all like, comment, share, subscribe, because we finna go on tour, by the way, and we about to have these hats popping out. We about to have these hoodies popping out, and y'all gonna see where the money going. I mean, y'all saw where this was money before I met y'all, but you know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna see where it's going. It's going into this, because I'm dead serious about touching the people and getting information from up high and bringing it down low. And we're gonna talk to everybody in the world, people who know way more than us. That's what it's all about, right? Cool. True. Oh man. She said, excuse me, she paying his bills when his money run out and tells her she can leave him if she tired of running to the store every day for beer and blacks. She is depressed. She is an enabler. She is depressed. She hasn't had a long moment with herself in probably years. She doesn't even know what she likes anymore. She's been so used to taking care of this diaper man baby, that she doesn't know herself anymore, because if she knew herself and she was authentic with herself, she would be able to look herself in the mirror and see that she does not like what she's becoming. An enabler, a hollow-shelled enabler. Because in the spiritual realm, this is how enablers work. In the spiritual realm, even if she's like a well-fit woman and well-to-do woman, whatever, but you said she's depressed, so I'm pretty sure she's not at her peak at this moment. So anyways, in the spiritual realm, this is how it look. An enabler will look like a very frail and meek and skinny, and it's like they bring in buckets and buckets of food to this big old Jabba the Hutt, fat, nasty, body, monster person. You feel me? Because in the spiritual realm, people who are enabled by other people, the person that's enabling you is being fed off of, and the person that's being enabled is living in a spirit of gluttony. You know what gluttony is? Gluttony means greed. And you might be, how he greedy when he broke? He's greedy and broke because he's only taking from this woman, and he's not adding at least love to her. Because it's not all about money. In our culture, we get fucked up over that. We get fucked up over some money. A lot of our families that fell out over a few $100s, over $1,200, $1,500, $2,400, $3,000, $5,000. We done fell out $500, $20. A lot of us done fell out over money. So it's not all about money. No, it's about who you are. It's about who you are. It's about who you are. But 9 times out of 10, though, if you can't get the money, though, not to say that you got to have a certain level of money, but if you can't at least do decent for yourself and make something shake for yourself and just make something shake and attract something to yourself, 9 times out of 10, it's because you are fucked up as a person. So that's what's going on, though. Spiritually, she's like this, and spiritually, he's like this. Just imagine, like, I had jelly rolls everywhere, like, you feel me? Dave Blunts. Imagine I was like Dave Blunts like that. Dave Blunts, something like that. But that's what it looked like in the spirit realm. It's a good question. Hey, this is good, guys. I'm so glad I'm single. Being single is good. Being single, you get to perfect your divinity. You get to live all the way in your authenticity, and you get to be 100% observant and aware of what's coming in and out of your temple, your vessel, because you have nothing that should be distracting you. And especially if you're abstinent, especially if you I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I just had me one beer last night. I didn't like it. I mean, it was cool, but I felt me wanting more. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, I say all that to say, especially when you don't do too much, you don't drink, you don't smoke. You know what I'm saying? I smoke, but my point being, you don't do anything in excess that takes away from your mind and your ability to sit alone with yourself. That's what being single is good about. It's good to be single in that regard. You feel me? That's what that is. That's right. She shouldn't have to ask. Right on. How do I stop caring about what people think of me on the internet? Man, if you following Solar Man example and story, I give you plenty of things and how to deal with being mocked or laughter or being man, this is kind of like it's not even just about being laughed on the internet, because a lot of these people that laugh at you on the internet would never say anything to your face. You know what I'm saying? So that's the first thing. The second thing is a lot of people that's laughing at you on the internet don't have a true identity themselves. They don't know who they are. So that sitting alone with your stuff that I just said, they can't even do that, bro. They can't even how you can sit here and you can articulate how you feel, and you can even though something makes you feel weird, you can still present or do your best to present the best version of you. They can't even do that because they have no true relationship with themselves. They are completely cut off from the highest version of themselves, and the only thing that they can do is vibrate in this murky, low vibrational pool of negative energy. So how you deal with it is that you keep going. Consistency, bro. And honestly, that's going to be the answer for 99.9% of your problems in this life. Just keep going. Just keep going. Just keep going. Exactly. Lazy as hell. Truth. Right on. You are smart. I appreciate the sentiment, brother. Who I'm saying brother because I think you're a man. But I appreciate the sentiment. But nah, I'm just authentic, bro. And I'm aware. I'm not afraid to be myself. You feel me? I'm not afraid and to be wrong. I'm not afraid to get laughed at. You know, it doesn't feel good, but I'm not afraid of it. I'm authentic. And that's what I'm telling GG2, GGT_whoa. That's what I'm telling you, bro. Man, bro. That's what I'm telling you. Man, if you're authentic with yourself, you know what I'm able to do every single day? Hold on, real quick. This is what I can do every single day, and I'm proud of it. That right there. I can look in the mirror every day, and I'm proud of what I see. Because, and this ties me back to what we was talking about earlier today, earlier in this live, with integrity and what it means to call yourself a man or a woman. You have to live by what's called integrity. Your integrity is your word. Your integrity is what you do when there's nobody around you. Your integrity as a man is that if I'm around my man, like my boy, my friend, my partner, if I'm around his woman alone, which I should never be really, but if I find myself in that situation, my mind isn't going to go where it could go, which is trying to hit on this girl or even look at his woman in that way. Me, if I know somebody with a female, you know what I mean? I know that even if his girl look good, I'm gonna do this right here. And I know that's your girl, I'm gonna do that right there. Especially if she walking by me, trying to get my attention, I'm gonna do that right there. That's integrity. Why? Do I get extra brownie points for doing that? Do I get a pat on the back for doing that? Yes, I do, actually. Because I get to do this again. I'm gonna show y'all one more time. I get to do this right here. I get to do that right there. I get to look at myself in the mirror and be proud. Like, bro, I fuck with you, bro. I fuck with you, bro. I fuck with you, bro. That's why I can show it for myself and I can get in front of y'all. That's why it didn't destroy me My first big interview that I did was 607 King Yella and the Vibe Report. I talk about that shit so much, not because I'm trying to stay on that, but because that was my first biggest thing that I did, and it was the most embarrassing that I have ever been in my adult life. Whereas I didn't punch a nigga in his jaw for it, or do something, or just leave the situation. I stayed for the whole thing. People that I even grew up with, they was like, bro, why did you stay? I would have got up and I would have did this, I would have did that. You feel me? People can only say so much people can say so much as far as what they'll do, what they'll say, what they would have did, how they would have played it. One, I paid, bro. My money is very valuable to me. No way I was about to walk away from something because it made me uncomfortable. No, not me. I paid. Two, I knew that no matter what embarrassment level I face, that I'm always able to overcome that. I just got to figure out the play. I just got to figure out the program. I hadn't figured out how to run the content yet when I stepped into the ring with some veterans. King Yella, veteran. 607 veteran. The Vibe Report, veteran. They knew what the fuck was. It's almost like I got set up for the shit. And I kind of did, for real. Not this, I wasn't going to be the whole focus, but me sitting in the middle like that, I was an easy target. I get it. Now I get it for sure. Because I do this content shit, and everything is a play. If you was to sit next to me right here, right now, I'm going to use you for some content. I'm not going to do what them lame ass niggas did. You feel me? But I'm going to use you for some content. Because I understand it now. I didn't understand it then. I wasn't ready. But I'm strong enough to stay still in the midst of chaos. I've always been like that. I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about. 140,000 people. I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about. I'm gonna do this. So that's also to answer the bro question earlier. How do you deal with being mocked or laughed at on the internet? You just keep going, bro. Fuck them. Fuck them. They'll remember that for a short time, and they'll always attribute it to you. But as long as you keep working, you keep stacking, you keep building, y'all gonna see, damn, that little nigga y'all laughed at, damn, he kind of got some muscle to him. He kind of got some muscle to him a little bit. Hey, little bro ain't going. You feel me? That's what consistency though, bro. And you prove that to yourself first before anybody else notices it. So that's the answer to that. You understand society flaws since 1988, 1987, 83, 97. Hey, bro. Hey, man. I was raised by all them generations. You feel me? My older cousins from the 80s and the 90s. And then my mama, she from the 70s. My dad from the 60s. My grandparents from the 40s. And then up until like the age of 12, I was raised by their parents, which was from the 20s and the 10s. You feel me? So I got an old, you know what I'm saying? I got an old situation going on. But yeah, our society too, and our culture, we kind of like, if you understand one generation, you gonna understand the last generation, because that generation gonna tell you about the previous generation. You feel me? So that's what I like about our culture, is that we used to be up until I say the mid to 2000s. Everybody used to go to Granny and them house for Thanksgiving. We did that all over the country. We all had the same stories. We all shared the same experiences. But what happened with the disconnect is that integrity left our culture. This live has came together. I've been trying to get back into my routine and my flow and just feeling what I'm saying. Even when you don't feel it, you still need to be consistent. But I'm glad and happy for this because I'm realizing what I was missing. What I was missing was the authenticity of just being myself. Talking to you like I'm just talking to you, bro, like it ain't nobody else watching. That's how you win. That's how I'm winning. That's how I was able to win. That's how I'm able to do this. I'm able to look myself in the mirror, bro. And that's a wonderful thing for me. What's some advice for those who get more hate than love? Woo! I got a couple different things on that, bro. My initial advice for those of y'all who's gonna be watching this back, and for those of y'all that's watching this now, if you feel like you receive more hate than love, congratulations. That means you're doing something. That means you are doing something that requires people's attention. So that's the first initial thought. The second thought is, let's give some credence as far as it depends on what you're doing, what your industry is. So, for example, if you got a restaurant, right, and you open up and on your first week, you get 15 customers. 10 out of those 15 customers said, this food tastes like shit, your prices are overpriced, and I don't like you. 10 people said that out of 15 customers. You have 5 customers that said, nah, I like the food and you cool. You should pay attention to the hate just a little bit. I'm not saying live in the hate, and this is hard to do. So if you have to develop some thick skin. Thick skin is really true, because when your skin is thin, meaning your feelings are so vulnerable that the opinions of strangers alter the way that you feel about yourself, then you should take some time to really remember who you are first before you do what I'm about to tell you right now. But let's imagine that you did all that work, and that work is literally sitting alone by yourself in a dark room, in a quiet place, and paying attention to every single thought that comes in and out of you, and deciding on what thoughts you want to allow into your mind and who you want to be as an individual. That's how you do it. But anyways, let's assume you already did all that. Everybody ain't lying. So, for example, me on that interview I'm talking about, King Yella, Bob Report, 607 Auntie. You know what I'm saying? On that interview, they said I looked uncomfortable. Because I was. On the interview, they said I shouldn't have been there because I don't relate with them. I didn't. I didn't relate with what the fuck that they was talking about. I didn't give a fuck about no prison shit. I didn't give a fuck about no bitch ass rappers that I don't even know. I didn't give a fuck. So they were right in that regard. You know, everybody ain't lying to you is another thing I'm finna say. That's my point with that. Everybody ain't lying to you. Now, that in that same breath, them saying I don't belong, I don't look like I fit in, all that type of shit. Fuck what they talking about, nigga. I'ma still talk about this shit if I want to talk about it. I'ma still do this shit if I want to talk about it. Just because I ain't fit in right then don't mean I won't fit in later. Or just because I ain't fit in right then don't mean that I ever wanted to fit in. And I'm the type of dude I never wanted to fit in. So they're right. They're right. But they're wrong as far as I need to stop, or I need to go sit down over there, or I need to get put in the box. They're wrong about that. But as far as what they received from you, that's online hate. As far as what they received from you, if most of the people saying this and very few people saying this, you kind of got to like take it with a grain of salt, at least. Because your haters are your best critics. They are. Because they hold up a mirror to you. Your haters, that's why racist, like real racist people, the shit that they say about everybody but their own race, it be so true. As far as just the worst parts of that race, white people, Asian people, Indian people, that's Asian, African people, whenever they talking about my people, and they saying that we, all these things, you know, the worst parts of our culture, whenever they doing all that shit, a lot of that shit, as far as the worst parts of my culture, be true. Just like if I held a mirror up to them and I said, hey, I hate this about you, you know, this about you, this is true. It would be true because I'm holding up a mirror to the worst parts of them. And if we're being honest with ourselves, if we're authentic with ourselves, we can look at hate and see where it comes from. We can look at the love and understand why we received it. Because we're deserving of all things at all times. That's what you don't know. We are deserving of all things at all times. That's what you don't know. Man, I ain't went for an hour in a minute. Oh man, I'm getting back in the flow. I ain't went for an hour in a minute, y'all. I ain't been feeling it. But wow, man, this is cool. I like this conversation. You didn't get set up. That's your ups to let them know you ain't never been out the game. Nah, real deal. I like the way you think. It I didn't get set up. I got set up for a better future. Yeah, I just had to what I'm saying though, as far as the setup was, it was a play. It was a content play. You know what I mean? They told me, well, Bob ain't want me to, because he didn't want to be the center of the joke. You know, I would have been the joke in the back, but Bob would have been having to be between two niggas talking about some gay prison shit. You feel me? You know what I mean? So, like, I got set up for that. You know, and then being light skinned in this country, in this culture, oh my goodness, in this and with my people, oh my goodness, I get told that I'm light skinned by lower parts of my people every single day. Jesus, peace. Oh my goodness. So, anyways, as far as like a setup, that's what I mean by the setup. But nah, that ain't do nothing but turn me up and make me feel like it. All it did was, because this is what a man does. All it did was it presented me with a problem that I wanted to solve, and the problem was, how do I present myself in a way that's more better for me? Like, how do I get my shit off without being like them? You know what I'm saying? That's what made me think of that. How do I get my shit off without being like these niggas? Because I don't want to be like you niggas. But I can't let y'all play with me no more like how y'all just play with me. So how do I do better next time? It was never a next time for that same situation, but it didn't turn me up for sure. I remember before I left, Yella, he asked me one time, he's like, where your mask at, Solar? You know, kind of like on some, you know, he want to troll me, or, you know, some bully Chicago shit. You know what I'm saying? But what he didn't know was I was going to turn up on him. You know what I'm saying? Probably better I didn't. You know, probably better I didn't. There's a better way that I'm going to do that. It would be better for him to come to my content house. That would be better. But I think you got to pay Yella. He all the way out in Las Vegas, and he got like 25 kids. That's what y'all don't know. You know what I'm saying? He got like 25 kids. So I'm pretty sure he going to want me to pay him something. So that's why I appreciate y'all being here. Y'all want to like, comment, share, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? And when we get the hoodies and the hats drop, y'all want to go get y'all one of these, because we're going to have guests like Yella and more people of real substance and shit like that. We're going to have all of that as time progresses. But yeah, it was a good opportunity. But since it happened to me, that leaves me every single right to talk about it as much as I want to. And I do. Every time I need to make a point, I talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Great upbringing. Us too. I called it the exception age. Wrong was right. Yeah. We were all raised right, but when they say like them was the good old days, like the 80s and 90s, 70s, all them, like, yeah, it was slower. You feel me? Like shit happened slower. But we was still like, we was living in a land of illusion. Like, that's when, you know what I mean, Reagan, that's when these races outwardly believe their superiority. That's when we the generations that followed redlining, we followed all this other shit. You feel me? We went for a lot of shit. We was sleep. You feel me? Because we was just accustomed to some shit. We was sleep. You know what I'm saying? So since we was sleep, you know what I mean? We was just used to some fuck shit, I think. I don't think there's ever been good old days in this country. Ever. Not one time. Not one single time do I think that there's been good old days in this country. Not one time. America has never been great. Ever. It's been a fantastic idea the whole time, though. But never been great. Never. You're perfect. Oh, I appreciate you, Goddess. We perfect. Unc can't find anything on you, as Unc fishing. Unc is fishing. Nah, that's real spiel. I want to say, like, because I was just thinking just now was I don't have a big enough name. I think is the main reason he don't say my name. You feel me? Like, he only say it in specific instances. Because, like, like people like, for example, DW Flame. DW Flame was a big gangbanger, right? These type of niggas only respect other niggas that have been in federal situations like them. So I used to say DW thing. He say that shit to keep bro name alive. You feel me? He say that shit to keep bro name alive. Or how he talk about Yella before him and Yella clicked up and doing what they doing now. And I told y'all they weren't going nowhere. Some of y'all was on here talking about, oh man, y'all think King Yella and Unc really fell out. So he did that with Yella, and then kind of like who else he doing shit with? I think he kind of did that with Butter, and y'all know how I feel about Butter, don't y'all? Y'all know how I feel about Butter. Do y'all know how I feel about Butter? Well, he said "fuck me" underneath one of my videos. He said it about a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, 3 months ago, and he said it a while ago. But he said it, and I didn't even know he knew who I was. So that was kind of like it was. I kind of got fanned out for just a second, but then after that, I was like, "This nigga think he a bully." So since you think you a bully, and he's not even in a position of power and authority, he's in a shit position. He's in jail. He's incarcerated for the next 6 years of his life because of decisions that he's made. And I'm not in that position because I have not made decisions like him. Yet he's talking to me as if I'm less than him or something like that. But it's all good, Butter. I got love for you, bro. I got so much love for you that I'm gonna say your name. You feel me? I'm gonna say your name. No matter how big I get, if I remember to say your name, I'm gonna say it because you added to my story. You filled the fire too. You are exactly a part of my community, which I think is in the way. Overly tough, aggressive, hypersexual, street urchins, men, male and female, that give our whole society, I'm talking about the black one, our whole community, a bad rep. You. Yeah, that's how I feel about that. 80s was wonderful. 80s was wonderful. Yeah, I heard the 80s was wonderful, bro. I heard that. I mean, I could talk to you about Reaganomics. I could talk to you about the infiltration and outward attack on my community through crack cocaine and through over policing and over incarceration in my community, which I'm sure you're aware of. But I understand your sentiment as far as just the speed of things and how we were together still, even with crack and stuff like that coming, we were still, it was better to be together than apart. Nowadays, it seems like people would rather be apart than together. Like, you know, uh, that's why I don't even be coming around my family because of blah 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 blah. Or, uh, you got to stay away from the perverted uncles and cousins and the evil ass aunties, man hating aunties and shit. So we've always had all of that though. But the difference was we still knew that it was better to be together than it was to be apart, and the belief of integrity was stronger in our community. The belief of integrity was way higher then than it is now. The bar for integrity has set. I don't even think there is a bar right now. I don't even think there is a bar right now. I think you can be integral. You can have some integrity if you want to. But, we kind of just now leaving this slime belief. But for the longest, people were swiping their noses. It was better to be slime. And they not sliming out the enemy. They sliming out each other. They sliming out people that look like them. Yeah, we've been tricked, bro. We've been tricked. And ain't nobody, nowhere, man enough or woman enough to. I ain't gonna say that. Most people aren't man enough or woman enough to call it out on their platform. But we having a new resurge of things, bro. The age of Aquarius, like we talked about yesterday, isn't just about exposing celebrities. That's the low vibrational shit. The age of Aquarius is that people cannot hide who they are anymore. So that pastor that we all thought he cannot hide that he's a pedophile anymore. The business lady who just acts like she got it all together, she cannot hide her horrible, horrible personal life anymore. How lonely she is anymore. She can't hide it. Same thing with the dude, the playboy who we thought, oh man, we want to be like him. You can't hide how frustrated and how much mama problems and issues and shit that just was fucked up about this guy, that made him overly sexualize women and made him just be a dick, only worried about money and coming up over people. We now realize that all that money that he got is going to poor people now. All that money that he got, he lost in a lawsuit. All that money he got, when he lost it, he killed himself. Yeah, you can't hide who you are anymore. Yeah. So you haven't had any times that you can't let go, friends or family, something to be happy about. You here, right? I don't remember the point that we was talking about. Um, I mean, yeah, I let go all the time. But I'm saying as far as like talking about things that matter to using it as fuel is different from dwelling on it. You know, I use things as fuel. I don't dwell on anything. I could care less about anything really. That doesn't have anything to do with me. And even then, there's very, very, very little that I care about. I only care about being used as a vessel for the Most High. You know, I might get caught up in worrying about trivial shit, trivial cultural shit, but I don't care about nothing. So I'm trying to understand what you're saying. End of normal life. Nah, real shit. No, tell a just tell. I think you're trying to say, oh, okay. No, Yella just showed his ass literally on this shit with the ladies the other day. Yella ass, I'm not sure, cut that part out. What he do? I tried to watch that interview, but that shit was annoying, bro. They weren't even talking about shit, and he was just worried about the two big females that he had. I ain't gonna call them women. Them wasn't women. Them was two big bitches, older bitches. Yeah, he had them. He was just worried about whatever they was talking about. Like that shit was. And then you see Unc. I thought about doing some reaction videos to what the fuck this nigga be doing, Unc. But I like that shit lame. And you know what I mean? I'm bigger than dude. You feel me? So like, what the fuck I'm gonna do? But anyways, when I was watching this shit, Unc was like, don't nobody want to see that. Or you know what I mean, trying to stay high vibrational and shit, talking about don't nobody want to see her ass and shit when he was watching her ass. Like, nigga, shut up, nigga. Shut up, nigga. Shut up, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit was funny to me. Like niggas talk this talk, but they actions and they fruit don't produce what the fuck they be talking about. You know what I'm saying? Don't produce what the fuck they be talking about. Niggas just be talking. Niggas just be talking. Unc, sometimes I think Unc is a character. He is a character. He is a character. We all characters though. You feel me? So I don't fault him for being a character. Um, I just believe what the fuck niggas tell me. I don't lie, cheat, or steal. I just believe what the fuck niggas tell me. I don't lie, cheat, or steal. So if you tell me that, I'm gonna believe you. And then when you do one of them things, it's gonna break my heart. But in the back of my mind, I'm gonna be like, I knew this nigga was a thief. I knew this nigga was a liar. I knew this nigga would kill you. I knew that. I wanted to believe something different. You know? I just wanted to believe something different because I believe what I say because I stand on my word. My word, we just talked about that earlier in the live. My word is a spiritual contract that when I speak it, it becomes law. It becomes bond. So when I say something, I did mean it. I meant that. I meant that. That's just me though. That's just me though. We closing in on 125. I'm gonna take it till 125. We had a good live today, y'all. This live again was originally intentionally supposed to be a therapy session for me that y'all was gonna get to see. It was gonna be funny and engaging. It did not work out because the therapist, my cousin, did not show up, nor did he feel it necessary to give me a heads up that he wouldn't be able to make it because he does not respect what I do. Now, again, he does not have to tell me that that's the case. I'm only going off of what you show me. And again, that's all we can go off of. I just told you how much contracts and spiritual
intensity we have behind our words. He does not respect what I do, so he did not show up. That's okay though. That's okay. It's okay, cuz. It's okay. I just don't believe you. And it's okay that I don't believe you. You know, that's what integrity is all about, because you can have low integrity and then earn integrity by standing on your word and standing on principle. But you kind of like got to earn that in the eyes. You got to earn it in yourself first, because when you earn it in yourself, then people, even if they don't like you, or even if you did something to them, or even if they don't believe anything about you, they still gonna doubt you. But in the back of their mind, they gonna be watching you with a side eye. They're like, you know what? He kind of do look different. I ain't gonna lie. She do look different. She's still a bitch. He's still a bitch, but they do look different though. So you can earn your integrity back. You feel me? You can. You can. You can. Read this. Sometimes family can be the most low vibrational people. Uh, that's who it starts with, bro. If you think about anything that you probably ever dealt with in your life, it more than likely 99% of the time it started with somebody who was related to you, whether that be bullying, whether that be dealing with not even something bullying, like something just dealing with not knowing how to manage money, or only being focused and worried about money, or etc. The list goes on. All of that conditioning comes from your family. So we talked about a lot of interesting things today, guys. Again, I'm really, really pleased with this live today. It was exactly what I needed, and I didn't even know it was gonna go like this. So this is just the way things work out, especially when you're walking in your purpose, when you are being high on your integrity scale yourself, because you got to be able to look yourself in the mirror. So we talked about a lot of different things today. We talked about authenticity. We talked about what integrity is. And it's only what you do when ain't nobody looking, because that's what matters most, when nobody's looking. So that's what integrity is. We talked about that. We talked about, let me see. Oh, we talked about the difference between a boy and a man, because there's a lot of big ass boys, old ass kids walking around, but they not men. They just big ass boys who want to boss some shit around. So we talked about what that is. We talked about the same thing on the female standpoint. There's a bunch of big ass little girls who walk around acting like they grown, and they just big head ass little girls. They're not women. There's a difference between a little girl and a woman. There's a difference between a little boy and a man. And you got to earn those roles. They're not given. A man and a woman, you don't have to tell to do nothing. They know what to do. And a man and a woman is able to be poured into. A man and a woman is able to be tough and be soft, because you need both. So this was a good live today, y'all. I'm at 127. So y'all know I gotta go to 130, because we don't like odd numbers. So y'all know I gotta go to 130. So if y'all have any questions, comments, or concerns, y'all go ahead and get those out your system right now, and I'll make sure I address it. Other than that, I appreciate y'all being here. We are the biggest, by the way. We bigger than everybody. Make sure y'all like, comment, share, subscribe. We are finna go on tour soon. I might do statewide first, or I might do different countries first. I don't know. I don't know. I would say whoever paying the most. But it's kind of like on how I feel too. So I don't know. But we are about to go on tour very soon. So y'all let me know if y'all want me to come through y'all city or not. Y'all show me some love. You know what I'm saying? Y'all show me some love. And we got our hoodies and we got our hats on the way. You know what I'm saying? We got our hats on the way. This is an example of a style that I'm going to do. You feel me? This ain't one, but this is an example of a style that I'm going to do. So we got hats on the way. We got hoodies on the way. I might even do some socks. But I'm going to keep it simple right off the gate, just so I don't oversaturate the market with too much. You know what I'm saying? But that's what we gonna do. I'm very excited by that, by the way. Man, because I've been putting in work just to even get to this point. And we got so much more to go. Chicago. Oh my goodness. You know how much I got going on in Chicago? I was supposed to do a KB Nene interview when she was in Cincinnati, but I was still in Dallas at the time. So I missed her. So yeah, that makes sense for real. KB Nene, Beasky the Shooter. Shit. If Butter was out, I would try to do something with Butter. I don't dodge no problems. I would try to do something like that. So yeah, Chicago definitely, and Chicago is the closest. I might do Chicago in the next few weeks. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'll let y'all know though, before we get rolling, what's gonna happen. Before we touch the road. But yeah, Chicago make the most sense. I ain't gonna lie. Chicago make a lot of sense. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, all of my problems in this content space have come from the Midwest. They've come from the Midwest. They come from you know what I mean? He from St. Louis, so that's the Midwest. You know what I mean? Missouri, I think, is the Midwest. I think maybe not, but it's the Midwest to me. Just how they act and how they look and shit, how they dress. You know what I'm saying? And then Chicago, definitely fucking Midwest. Oh yeah, that makes sense. That make a lot of sense to me. Well, hey, y'all, I appreciate y'all being here. We are the biggest, by the way. So, again, remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. We are monetized now, too, by the way. They paying your boy. I get paid to be here. Wow. Couldn't none of this be possible without y'all. So, I appreciate y'all being here. Make sure y'all share this video. I'll see y'all in the next one. Have some integrity about yourself. That's the only way society is going to stay together. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.